And welcome back. And we are moving into our first conversation for today with none other than mental health therapist Jennifer Lovell. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Belize.
Well, thank you for being here. Of course, we want to start the new year, right? And one of the things we're cognizant of is that many people have things that they want to accomplish this year, things that they want to change, things they just maybe just want to do better. And it really can be a very challenging task to do things differently or to accomplish things that you haven't been able to accomplish before. So we're hoping that you are full of advice and tips as to how we can get there, right?
Where's that magic wand?
I wish. Here we go. Fairy godmother. I'm kidding. But there are things you can do to retrain your mind to be able to accomplish the things you want to do.
What I did, I started out just looking at what people normally do, which is make resolutions. And you know, these resolutions, it's a tradition that dates back to the Babylonians.
Wow.
It goes way back. They used to make promises to themselves publicly about things that they would change. And that's where it started. And it's very popular in the Western Hemisphere, more so than elsewhere. But it is a tradition. And what is it? Well, it's people making a decision, resolving to change things. Unfortunately, most people break those by by the next morning, a few hours later. I heard one guy on the radio saying that his New Year's resolution was going to be he was going to cut back his alcohol intake. And I thought, wow. Because if you're drinking a case of beer and you cut back by one, you cut back to 23 beers, you've cut back, right?
It's relative.
Mission accomplished, but
I'll credit the use of the following word to my good barber, right? Has a knack for making up words as he go along, but it's very, very relevant to what we're discussing here. My barber says, what Belizean people lack that stick-to-itivity, consistency, right? Being able to be firm and resolute in what it is that you want to accomplish in terms of goal setting and achieving those goals. I say that because a lot of times we make resolutions, but there is not that consistency, that follow through. We don't see it all the way through to the end. So that it becomes a promise that is very easily broken or forgotten about altogether.
I think we go into it with the attitude that, well, I'm going to break this anyway. I just need to make it for right now. And it's sad. But if you look at our behavior, you know, think about it. Something happens and everybody gets all riled up. You stick it out for 2 weeks and they forget.
Well,
what your barber said is really true.
There is the famous quote, it'll blow over like a little breeze. But here's the thing. Making a choice for something better, and there are many people. There are the pro-resolution and there are the anti-New Year's resolution people. But I think, this is my personal opinion here, making a choice to change something for the better can't be condemned. Whether you're successful or not, making that decision is an important step in your life.
So we want to help them to stick to it.
Yes.
And so I prefer, and I've said this to you over the years, that I prefer that we talk about goals rather than resolutions. Because there's a temporary feeling about resolutions.
A connotation that is not to be taken seriously.
So my first three slides, basically, I talk about what the top five resolutions are. One is about losing weight. That's always a big one. Cut down on alcohol, exercise more, lose some body fat, things like this.
Save more money.
Right. But they forget. And so what I've gone to is to show people about goals. And we're looking at SMART goals. And the reason I like the idea of goals, how do you know that you've arrived at where you want to be if you don't have some way of telling you that you've arrived? And that's what goals do, especially SMART goals. Because they have to be measurable. They absolutely have to be measurable. They have to be very specific. And so I break it down here, so let's look at that. If we could go to the fourth slide, which is SMART goals, and it starts with S. SMART is an acronym for these different things I'm going to talk about. So S is very specific. And the specificity, you talk about 5 W's. The who, the what, the where, right? The which. There's no whys in here. Well, there's no when in here because the when comes later.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's use some goals as an example, right? Common goals that people are trying to accomplish. One, get healthy, right? So let's say you want to reduce your weight to a particular point. Is that what we're saying here? That's your specificity?
Specifically, you want to say how many pounds you want to lose or how healthy do you want to be. I want to make sure this year that on my birthday, I go in and have a full physical.
Okay.
By 25th of February, I would have gone and had a full physical. That's my way of measuring. And you see, the thing is I can measure. It's very specific. I can measure because by 25th of February, I should have had all my things done because you can't go in one day and get a full physical. But if I start now, by the 25th, I should have everything done. That's how we want to make a goal. It's measurable.
Okay.
I can go and tick off things.
So if it's a financial goal, save more. We're entering MAGA season and you know, you say to yourself, I'm not going to overspend next Christmas. So I want to save to be able to fund Christmas. So you set goals based on
what I want to look at is, first of all, I need to pay me. Right? So I need to put something in savings. I decide, and a good time to do this again is right here at the new year. I want to start a savings plan. So first I need to go in and do the action things like join a credit union, and I want to put in this amount of money every month. I would do direct deposit. Have it withdrawn out of your check so you never see it, right? That's the kind of thing you want to do, and that's measurable. Because you can go and see your bank book and see how much money you're getting. And intend, make it an intention not to touch that money. Okay? If it's a Christmas money, I want to make sure that I'm putting that in a Christmas fund. And again, resolve, intend. And I prefer making an intention. I intend to not touch that money until Christmas time, November, when I go out and start buying the gifts. People need to do this with hurricane planning.
Emergency plan.
Emergencies, exactly. We need to look at those kinds of things. And we don't have to wait till the last minute. Plan now and start now. And folks go, I can't afford that because my paycheck is all. There are things that you are doing, I'm positive, that you can cut back on, or maybe you might want consider those things as putting them behind you. You know, like cut back on how many beers you drink or how many times you go to eat out. Cook at home.
Those are lifestyle expenses. And I find that those are the expenses that really take up a lot of money.
Yes, they
where
do.
you could curtail otherwise in terms of the amount of money that you spend on socializing, going out, clothing to go out, transportation to go out, and that sort of stuff. When you add all of that up at the end of the month, for instance, against how much you're actually making, that's a serious expense that others would deem unnecessary.
Exactly, significant.
Or how much we spend on food. Food is one of our biggest expenses in general, whether you're just looking at your groceries. But if I buy breakfast and lunch every single day, what is it adding up to?
Exactly. No, and I'll tell you, I like to say this to my clients. Get a crock pot. And that's a major investment. Because a crock pot, you can put your food in there before you go to bed at night, and the morning you get up, you have your meal to take with you to work. You don't have to go out, and you know what's in there. You're not going to cook with lard. Where some people are cutting corners, they will cook with lard, and you're eating, and you can't understand why you're gaining weight. You don't know what people are putting in the food that you're selling you. Use a crock pot. Invest in a crock pot. And I'll tell you, you can make everything, including potato pudding, in a crock pot. I'm deadly serious. So learn how to use that and start making meals for yourself and your children. I watched someone over the holidays. They had some money, and the person was saying, I want to get a gift for my sister. So I think I'm going to try to win it. Excuse me? You have cash in your hands and you're going to try to win?
You're going to gamble it.
Right. So it's the whole idea of
Yeah.
that we have, that I could go play pity pat and turn this money over, rather than investing that money and getting that gift, or investing that money instead of going out and buying $5 in tacos. You go and you make something. That's that's a good goal to have for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to cook things for my meals for myself.
I didn't want to get you off track there, but I know, because the issue is, especially when you talk about financial goals, what you said was so important. People say, well, I have nothing left over from my paycheck. And sometimes it's just changing what you spend on.
Exactly.
And if you spend $15 a day, $5 breakfast, $10 lunch, 5 days a week,
5 days a
sometimes even the weekend, add it up. That's
Exactly. Or you're giving your children $7 a day, right? To go to school to buy
The meal
lunch.
allowance.
Make lunch at home. Put that crock pot. Invest in that crock pot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, folks may look at me and go, "Ooh, you don't have to do anything with a crock pot. It does the work for you."
Yeah.
And you have food for yourself and your children, healthy food,
All
and
right.
you're saving money.
So let's go back to setting that goal.
SMART goal, specific. You've got to be very specific. It answers the 5 W's. What do you want to accomplish with making this goal? I want to save money. I want to lose weight. Whatever. You need to know what those are. The
I want to
specific
not take out a loan for
reasons.
Christmas.
Right.
Okay.
Specific reasons, and you can write that down.
Okay.
All right. Measurable. Why do you want it to be measurable? If you have a criteria that you can measure, I can tick off. I can see that I am reaching my goal. Right? Oh wow, I've lost 10 pounds. You don't want to weigh on the scale every day.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the month, you go in and you measure, and you want to weigh, but you also want to measure because you lose weight, and muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
Right. So you do that kind of thing, and you put that in your goal setting, and write out your goals. I'm telling you, there's this whole thing about what you focus attention on. Those are the things that you flourish with. I am really a believer in the law of attraction. I really am.
Yeah.
And I really want people to understand, write it down. You focus on these things. It brings it into your reality. They have to be achievable. You can't sit down here and say, I want to, in the next 2 weeks, I intend to stop drinking altogether. It's not going to happen.
You have to.
Or I weigh 200 pounds and I want to weigh 100 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Realistic.
Feasible. It's got to be realistic. Exactly. It's got to be achievable. Okay, so the goal is it has to stretch you, but you don't want to go to the extreme with it.
Yeah.
All right?
Here's the thing, Jenny. A lot of times we set goals, but we don't set systems or processes in place to achieve those goals.
Right.
So it just becomes a distant dream.
Right.
If you have in your mind wanting to lose 50 pounds by mid-year, but I'm just putting that out there.
Okay.
You want to lose 50 pounds by mid-year, right? But you don't have a workout routine
Right.
in place. You don't have an exercise buddy, for instance, a partner that you will both work together with to lose the weight. You don't have anything in place. You just have it as a goal that, okay, by June.
That's not a goal, that's a dream.
Yeah.
And people oftentimes confuse it too, because the goal would mean then that you have something in place to be able to achieve.
But you see, those are the things that you would put in as the steps towards achieving that particular goal. First of all, you're not going to lose 50 pounds,
Yeah,
right?
that's not achievable.
To stay healthy, the most you would lose is 2 pounds per week. And there are some weeks you're not going to lose those 2 pounds.
You're gonna be
You see,
off.
you've got to be realistic, right? You also need to make sure that you put in there who your support system is going to be, helping you through these goals, whatever the goal is, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And have a plan.
Exactly.
Have a plan. Yeah.
Exactly. So realistic. Is this worthwhile? Is it worthwhile to me to lose weight? Is this the right time? Is January the right time? Listen, I don't want to be thinking about saying I'm going on any kind of diet or losing any kind of weight just before Christmas and New Year's. It's not, it's not realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Does this match up with your other efforts? Because you have other goals, does it match up? Is trying to lose weight going to be a good thing if I'm planning to get pregnant? Right? It doesn't make sense, realistic. So those are the things you consider unrealistic. And then time bound. You must put a date that I'm going to begin and a date that I hopefully will have reached my goal. So it's got to be time bound, and you got to put that in there. Now it's really, really important. I need people to understand. This isn't hard. It sounds kind of difficult, but it's not really. Decide what it is that you want, put it on paper.
Now, I find that there really is sometimes a personality difference between people who are really great at goal setting and following through and some people who aren't. But it's not impossible.
No, it's not.
And it can be, and maybe we've simplified the goals or the resolutions with financial and body image wise. But there are also things that people want to do to enhance themselves, even professionally. You know, I want to get a certification, perhaps improve my standing at the office. I want a promotion. I want a career change because I'm really tired of waking up every day hating my job. But it feels oftentimes for people that it's so far reaching. How do you simplify it and make it possible? So I see that we talk about setting the goals in a more realistic way. But how do you stay on focus? If you've lived 10 years of your life being a mechanic or being a bank teller and you just want to do something else, where do you go?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
The next slide is my vision board. I love a vision board. I have little kids in high school do vision boards. Kids in primary school do a vision board. It's what do you want? What do you want to be? What is it that you would like to happen this year for you? We're going to just do a year, we're going to do 6 months, whatever. The vision board is very interesting because really all you need is a pair of scissors, glue, magazines, a good wide variety of magazines, paper, Bristol board or something to put your vision board. Your vision board can be this big or you can make it bigger. It's up to you what you want. But you've got to put it someplace where you see it every day.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to see it. So the best place for me to put it is right near your mirror in the bathroom. Set it right there. Because when you go to that mirror to brush your teeth, you're going to see your vision board. And on your vision board, you put the things that you plan to accomplish for the year, for 6 months, for whatever. You put it there, but it's pictorial.
Yeah.
It's a pictorial. So what is it? It's a collection of images and notes that you attach to a board. You put on there your dreams, your goals, right? And you're working towards these things. And also what you do, you put the short-term goals are on there also. So ultimately, I want to graduate from high school with all A's and get a scholarship to go on to sixth form, and I want all these things.
Yeah.
The kids put it on there. They remind themselves when they're acting out in class, they look, you go back to your vision board. You're acting out in classes. Are you planning to get out of standard 6? Are you planning to get out of high school? Go back and look at your vision board, right? I have kids who at the end of their 4 years come and say, look, they have all their A's. They have met all the things that were on their vision board. It's pictorial and it's yours. The vision board is about you. Okay, I hope that you guys put this up so that the people can get it. At its core, it is a visual representation of all the things that you want to accomplish. I love a vision board.
Is it a build as you go type of activity or something that you make your decisions as to what you want to see every day?
So what you do, you get your magazines and you sit down and you decide, write down what it is that you wish to accomplish in 4 years. I want to, by the time 4 year rolls around, I want to have a new job. And I want to be, or I want this promotion. But what are the steps that you need to make to get to that promotion? Well, I need to go and get my degree. I need to be certified as such. You put that up there. You set it right up there on your vision board. So put all the things that you need to do that at the end of 4 years you will have met your goals, had your vision. Visioning means that I'm looking in the future and I'm seeing where it is I want to be. These are the steps how I get there.
Why does this make a difference?
Because it's visual, you're using different senses. Okay. Second of all, the change that you wish to make. When you see it up there and when you make these changes, because you don't even think about it, you know. When you look at it, all of a sudden you go up there and you check off something. Wow, I met that. Oh my gosh, I met that.
Now, is there an alternate or an informal means of doing this?
The vision board?
Yeah. If you're goal oriented, Jenny.
Yeah.
But you may not necessarily be one to actually put together a vision board. But every month, for instance, you have a particular objective or a target you would want to see met. Either a financial target, maybe you see something at home that you want to achieve or improve upon, that sort of stuff. And you take it on a monthly basis, for instance. So that by December, if one were to look back at all those stations that have been met,
yeah.
Is that an alternative means of doing so?
Absolutely, whatever works for you. Remember I told you in the beginning that I'm a fan, I'm a real believer in the law of attraction. I want to read this for you. You can view your vision board every day, right? Attention is powerful. Where attention goes, your energy flows. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
If you are paying attention to what it is that you want to accomplish, you're beginning to attract all the things, and all the kinds of things in the universe begin to open up for you. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Okay. I want to encourage people to do a vision board. I really do. I would love to see you do it. And let's see. Bring it in.
And I think Isani is laughing because some people look at it and say, okay, this is like a high school project.
Nah, I wouldn't discount it to be that.
No, I know. But I'm just saying there's some people who will look at it and say, you know, I don't know, sitting with a magazine and pictures. Or some people are not comfortable sharing their dreams. If I put a vision board up in my house, my wife will see it. My spouse will see it.
But
my children will see
it.
But it's when you have hidden dreams. Let's say it's a career change. Let's say it's you know, to own a home, to own or personal development. Some people aren't comfortable yet putting it out there.
Oh wow. It's so important to put it out there. It's so important because you get support.
You have to verbalize it,
You get support. You also need to, exactly, you need to say it out loud. Because listen, by saying it, you begin to believe it yourself.
Yeah.
If you have it in front, I can't emphasize the importance of having your goals in front of you. You see it every day. You remind yourself the importance of doing the things that you need to do.
Here's the thing, and I'll speak from a personal point of view here. I may not necessarily be one for a vision board per se, being quite honest and frank about it. I try to be as goal-oriented as possible in my own way, so that I look at certain things that are tangible in a manner of accomplishing them. I want to build a fence. I want to do this. I want to do that. Where I can look at the results of that at the end of that particular exercise, so to speak. Do
you write these down?
I keep a mental note of it. I think if I say fence, then fence doesn't really go anywhere. It's there.
Rule number one, write it down.
Write it
down. Where I was going is, a lot of times we look at creating tangible objectives, but we don't necessarily look at creating personal development goals. So that I could say, you know what, by said date, I want to feel as if though I've taken certain measurable steps to be closer to my faith, for instance. Or I want to be able to do certain things that by June or July, I could say, you know what, I've helped in the growth of my family. We often look at tangible goals versus the intangibles that draw us closer together, make us stronger persons. How would you speak to something like that?
That's interesting, because I think maybe that's a gender issue too. Because I know quite a number of people, especially women, who their goals are spending more time with their family, more quality time with the kids, more professional, personal development. I want to keep my cool and not fight with my spouse as much. I want to be more whatever quality at work. So it's interesting that you bring that up. Maybe that is the case.
I just want to put something else here. When you sit decision, right? I want to get these things done, but you don't put it down anywhere. How long do you work at it?
For me, and this is why I use myself as the example. I am, in a sense, obsessive when it comes to things that I want to see get done, so that it's not easily lost on me that I set this to be my goal. If I say, you know what, this is the year that, or this is the month, or whatever time frame that I give myself, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to see get done. I am steadfast when it comes to that.
You do it. Okay, good.
So I don't, and that's what I'm saying, I keep a mental note of it because it doesn't go anywhere for me. If I say, this is the goal that I want to achieve this year, 9 times out of 10, I'm smack on that, right? But I don't write things down. I don't keep a journal. I just keep a mental note, and I keep reminding myself this is what I want to do.
And I would imagine that there are lots of people like you. I think it's a gender thing for us. I know for me, I want to have something written up. You ever heard of visioning in the church? They talk about having a vision. What is a vision? It's something that I want to meet, a goal I want to meet in the future, but I'm putting it out here in my brain, and I'm visioning that I'm going to have this done. All that board is that vision on paper. But it's pictorial so that it reminds me that I'm getting there or not getting there. And now I need to make some steps because I'm not getting these things done that I promised myself I would do. Okay. It's just a way of putting your goals down. The other way is to do it the boring way, type up your goals, you know, and
post it
somewhere, and check off. This measurable, you need to be able to look and see, okay, yeah, I met that target, right? But it's very important that you're able to see that you reached where you said you were going to reach. And that's what goals do for you.
All right, closing point for people to be able to make achievable goals, and also follow through to its fruition.
The SMART technique is the best for me. I really like it because you have to be specific in what it is that you want to accomplish. You can't make these generalized statements like, I'll cut back on my alcohol, I'll cut back, or I'll increase my activity, or I'll put more money in the bank. Well, how much more? Measurable. How much more? I'll put 5% more, I'll put 1% more. I'll take 1% and I'll start cooking at home, right? I'll make sure that I save money by not spending money buying food or things like that. Those are the things that you want to put it down to remind you. It's very important. It's a reminder, but it's not just a reminder. It is also there to give you encouragement that, oh wow, I got that done. And I got that done. And I got this done. And it gives you the motivation to keep going.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and giving us these helpful tips. We really hope, of course, we'll be posting it for you as well if you want to look back and get some ideas
to tell
as
us about their vision board.
Or share their vision board with us if you'd like to. But we thank you, Jenny, for coming in and setting us off for the new year with some very helpful tips as to how to achieve what we want for 2018. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a break. So if getting healthy, getting in exercise, being more fit is a part of your New Year's resolution, we have an idea as to what you can do. And it's fun, it's self-defense, and we're going to find out more about it after the break, so stay tuned.